It's Wednesday the 5th of October 2016 and I'm back in Chipping Ongar in Essex to continue my walk along the Three Forest Way long distance footpath. Three Forest Way goes down Banson's Lane out of Ongar, which leads to this footpath over the Crispy Brook. And there's the brook, that side, and that side, and after the brook we turn up there. And here's early confirmation that we're on Three Forest Way. After a walk along roads through a housing estate, Three Forest Way takes this path. And there. Heading along this path on the Three Forest Way towards Stanford Rivers. Continuing along the very pleasant path towards Stanford Rivers. Further along the path, the views really start to open up ahead. The path dips here, then rises again. And that's looking back along the path. We now come to the road at Stanford Rivers, where we turn right. After a couple of hundred yards, we turn left off the road along this track. Further on, the path narrows. Still perfectly clear though. At this point, Three Forest Way turns left off the track in the last clip and goes diagonally across the ploughed field. It doesn't look too bad. By the way, this turn is just a few yards past another turn on the left with steps, which is not the way of Three Forest Way. This is the way. Well, it's still fairly conspicuous, but it's a bit less conspicuous than the steps. And at the point in the last clip, there's a Three Forest Way indicator for confirmation. Now heading diagonally across this ploughed field to a road. The path comes to this road where we turn right for about 30 yards and then turn left along another path. And here's the path that we take off the road in the last clip. We turn left along this. Hedge on the right. Back. Fabulous views. It's quite blowy. Shortly we cross a ditch on this plank bridge and then yes, it's ploughed field time. At the other side of the ploughed field we cross this bridge and continue ahead. It looks like there's a grassy strip across the next field. Good job there is a grassy strip, because on the left there's one of those impassable ploughed fields, although on the right it's not quite so bad. We now turn left along here. Over to the right there's a lake. There's the path ahead. Now into this field and along by the hedge on the right. The wind is pretty grim. Now heading along, yes, you've guessed it, a ploughed field with a wood on the right. We now turn right across this bridge. It looks like another dodgy field. I think it's got stubble in it. Fortunately, after that bridge, we can follow the left edge of this field and there's a grassy section. Now turning right round the corner of the field. Look at that ploughed field over to the right. Now another bridge to cross. And we follow the right hand edge of the next field, and again there's a grassy strip being left. Thank goodness. The path swings left, still following a hedge on the right. At the corner of the field we cross the road and continue ahead. Great view now over to the left. The M11 is in the distance, and the path following the edge of this field. Again there's a clear path along the edge. The path now heads through this wood, still on 3 Forest Way. Very pleasant piece of woodland, although it's quite small. After the wood, the path goes straight across this field. Now heading along the edge of this field with the wood on the right. There haven't been any 3 Forest Way indicators for a while, but according to the map I'm en route. Great views ahead and over to the left. Nice wide, easy path. The path goes through this narrow strip of woodland. And up there, following the hedge on the right. 3 Forest Way now follows this grassy trod across this field, becoming towards the road at Stapleford, Tawney. Now at Stapleford, Tawney, and there's a view of St Mary's Church, Stapleford, Tawney. The walk goes through the churchyard, and at the other side of the churchyard we are greeted by a landscape of virtually endless ploughed fields. Fortunately, shortly after the churchyard, the walk joins this track going between the ploughed fields. Interesting configuration of pylons to the left, and there's the path. It goes into a dip and then up again. Now bearing left and heading towards the road at Theydon Mount. Now following the path with a hedge on the left. I've been very lucky from that view of all ploughed fields with from Stapleford Tawney churchyard. I haven't had to go across a single ploughed field. We've now come to the road at Theydon Mount, and there's a view of St Michael's Church, Theydon Mount. And it's now necessary to follow the road for half a mile or so to cross the M11. And there's a better view of St Michael's Church, Theydon Mount. Now crossing the M11. We turn right off the road just after the M11 along this path, and it goes across a golf course. Another one of my favourite places. Now on the golf course you normally get route finding problems when paths go across golf courses. I can see a way marker ahead, so let's see. Now crossing this fairway on the path, on the golf course. The path leads out to this road, so the golf course is over. There should be a path opposite. And yes, I think I can see it over there. The path opposite leads into this field of tussocky grass. And by the way, the motorway we crossed was the M25, not the M11. Sorry about that. The motorway that we crossed earlier. I'm now entering Abridge and the end of the walk. I'm afraid I've had to walk along the road between the place of the last clip and Abridge because there was absolutely no way out of that field. And to get back on track on the next path would have meant over a mile on an A road with no pavement. So I used the small road to get to Abridge. Now at the bus stop in Abridge and the end of today's walk. Mostly along the Three Forest Way, a bit of a disaster at the end.